talk about integrity, Mark really has tremendous integrity. He's one of the leaders, elected officials, who really has never had, any issues around integrity. And we're very grateful for his years of public service in the back of He's also a graduate of my son's college, Chapel College. She's been at the forefront of advocating for more affordable, equitable, and healthy communities for nearly 25 years. He's a former bilingual math and science teacher in the South Bronx. He founded various organizations that have helped out communities all across the city. He served on the New York City Council for 8 years, including as chair of the Jewish Caucus and chair of the Committee on Health, and he introduced and passed transformative protections for tenants and other laws that have helped so many New Yorkers. So he's been borough president, and now he's running for controller. And I wish Sam Antar was here tonight. We all
I just said to Jason.
Mark, when he wins, to hire Sam.
Sammy, I love that.
Investigator, as his chief investigator, because what we've all seen in social media, all of us are coming about social media, there's a lot of things in the controller's office that we're worried about, and we really need somebody to come into that office who's really going to, clean it up and bring us in a new direction. So very happy to have Mark with us tonight. I'm supporting
That lovely introduction, Maria. It's great to see all of you. Actually, I met Sam. We ran into each other, and he recognized me, and he could not have been more lovely. So I think social media just doesn't bring out the niceties. Better for us. But I'm really happy to be with all of you, and I probably agree with many of you on issues facing the city. We may have some disagreements, and I think that's okay. I think dialogue is good. One thing I know is that you wouldn't be here if you didn't care about the future of New York City. I know I do. And I think we have a multi-front challenge here. We have a terrible crisis of affordability. We have real challenges with public safety. And we have a crisis of confidence in government. And we can take on these challenges if we're ready to be bold, if we have strong leadership. And that's why I'm running to be New York City Comptroller. We have got to show New Yorkers that we can govern competently, that we can solve these problems. This office is critically important in that effort, and it's one I've been preparing for really my entire career. Actually, I started my career having graduated with a degree in physics, and I taught bilingual math and science in the South Bronx at Junior High School 149 in District 7. I went on to found a community development financial institution, a credit union in Uptown Manhattan in Washington Heights. It's called Neighborhood Trust. Still going strong today on 166 in St. Nick. It's made almost $100 million in small loans, helping people, low-income families, buy the first home computer. Thank you for that. Start a small business, become owners of their own home, and this you're going to love. The repayment rate is 98%. An incredible testament to the people of New York City and to the value of giving people an opportunity. When I got to the City Council in 2014, I took the stories of my credit union members and my students in the Bronx and my neighbors in Washington Heights, and I focused on an issue that was really an epidemic at that moment, which was a record number of evictions, over 25,000 a year at that point. This was around 2014. And I passed a bill that I'm really proud of, making New York City the first place in America with the right to counsel for tenants facing eviction in housing court. This has leveled the playing field in housing court, and the eviction crisis now, while still serious, is nowhere near what it was in 2014. As borough president, I've really made affordability and specifically housing my #1 priority. I have fought very, very hard to build more affordable housing, and there's hundreds of units moving across the borough. I'm really proud of that effort. This is the record I'll take with me into the Office of Comptroller. The job of the Comptroller is to manage the pension fund, consistent with the goals of fiduciary responsibility. It's an enormous corpus. It's $280 billion. It's a significant piece of the American economy. But I think we can also advance our mission while being consistent with our fiduciary responsibility by, among other things, financing more affordable housing in New York City. So this is going to be a hallmark of my work as Comptroller. We're going to invest pension money prudently to finance affordable housing that might not otherwise be built. Of course, the Comptroller's office has audit power, investigatory power, oversight, even subpoena power over every agency in city government. And it is an incredibly important counterweight to the mayor. It's without a doubt the second most powerful and important job in New York City. And we have to use this office to ensure that every agency in city government does better, to deliver for regular people, that we modernize. There are fax machines in use in New York City government right now. We have got to update to 2025. And I'll give you one example. You want to get affordable housing built in New York? You got to add 6, 12, 18 months to the timeline to wait for the paperwork to be approved at HPD. That could be done much more quickly if we had modern systems in place. I'm also extremely concerned about a broken mental health system, a humanitarian crisis playing out in the streets, in the parks, in the subways. I've done a lot of work to understand what's failing, why are we not bringing people in for the treatment they need. And I want to tell you about a visit I made to the State Psychiatric Hospital for Manhattan. Does anyone know where that is? It's on Randall's Island. You know the building if you've been on the Triborough or if you have been on the what's that? Yes, it's huge. It's a complex of buildings. It's from maybe 1950. I was able to visit. The conditions were much better than I feared, I have to say. But this is a facility that once housed 4,000 people and today only has 400 patients. So we have contracted the system for providing long-term inpatient care for people who need it. We have a similar story at really the only major hospital in Manhattan that's doing this work, which is Bellevue at this point, where there is an extended care unit for psychiatric patients for anyone who needs more than 2 weeks. This is all you got. Anyone know how many beds are in that unit? 19. Wow. That's it. There's another similar unit in Kings County Hospital and Elmhurst and Queens. That's it. So there are people who come into the hospital and are released quickly because there's no bed, or people who get a bed and are discharged before they're really stable because they need that bed for someone else. So I'm really focusing on the mental health system. Finally, I'll say not everything I'm working on is so heavy. I have a war against excessive scaffolding. We have 4,000 sheds down in the street. And you're winning. Thank you for that. We're going to win. We're going to win on this. I'm also trying to plant 1 million more new trees in New York City. This is an environmental issue. It's a public health issue. It lowers the temperature on a hot day. This is a lot. We can do these things. We can make New York City more affordable, safer, healthier, stronger for everybody. We can restore confidence in government. That's why I'm running to be the next New York City Comptroller. And I so thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. Thank you very much.